The longer the fast you go, 36, 48, it starts to get a little dangerous, right? That's why it's not for a newbie. But if we're smart about it, working out properly or not working out, making sure we prep for the fast, eat properly, lock in, black coffee only, hydrate, and then coming out of the fast, definitely on the longer ones, we think about how we're breaking the fast. You really can find great success. The Fabio hair is on point today. Welcome back to Lunch with Josh. I had some free time today. I wanted to sit down and do a little recording and talk about the weight loss journey that I've been on. And I think it's really relevant. We just released this podcast this past week with Vasi Smith. She is a coach for intermittent fasting, and then she's finishing up a hypnotherapist, coaching certification. And it's just kind of funny that when you put energy out into the world, you come across people who really connect the dots. They really they match your energy. They match what you're at. And maybe it's the fact that you're open to hearing from that specific energy type and vice versa. But I have been intermittent fasting now, and not intermittent, but like heavy fasting now for about 2 months. Just so happens that I kind of stumbled my way into it due to some gut stuff back at the beginning of August. And I was like, you know what? I hear a lot of great things. I have clients asking me about it. Might as well give it a try. So I weighed in at 280 pounds, 29.8 to be specific, on the first week of August. And I have been documenting my weight journey as a carnivore dieter and fasting. And we'll be doing my blood work again. I got my blood work done then as well. And I'll be doing my blood work in December and sharing those results. Basically, showing that there are a lot of different ways to get nutrients, a lot of different ways to feel your best, and a lot of ways to heal. We are in a critical time in terms of the health and wellness world, in terms of everything's being scrutinized. What's right, what's wrong, who's right? Whether it's dieting, whether you're vegan or carnivore, whether it's processed, unprocessed, whether you go against big pharma or not. We all have opinions, whether right or wrong, on a lot of these different major topics. By the way, as the carnivore for lunch, I'm having chicken sausage, I'm having 3 slices of bacon, a piece of cheddar cheese, and 4 eggs. Over medium, just to be clear. I have not eaten yet today. I was in a fasting window this morning and got a huge lift in. So this is kind of my entry I had a protein shake on the way home to kind of break the fast, and now this is my next step. I am so hungry. But, all right, I digress. I want to talk about my weight loss journey so far and what I've been doing fasting-wise to kind of go along with Vasi in terms of what she taught, what's worked for me, because I feel real-life instances, real-life scenarios really matter to people. I feel that sometimes leading by example is really the best way. Other times it's more inspiration. I don't know. I've been doing so I worked my way up. So I started the intermittent fasting concept. So 16-8 as my fast and eat window. So meaning 16 hours of a fasted state and 16 hours fasted, 8 hours eating window. In the eating window, I think about good quality foods. I think about condensing my nutrient profile. I still got to get good calories in, but clearly you just can't eat as much in that time window. But the goal should be to get close to your normal caloric intake that you need, especially when you're doing an intermittent fasting schedule where you have it multiple days a week. A lot of people will do 6 to 7 day intermittent fast, and then they will have a refeed day or a feast day, meaning you have like 10 to 12 hours maybe on a Sunday where you get to eat more. Because we still need nutrients in the body, right? Fasting is not a miracle cure for, the fact that your body still needs energy to run. It still needs food. It still needs fuel. It's just a tool in which we can manipulate the intake. That's more the way to think about it. So to anyone eating a fasting schedule, starting to kind of lock this in and go down the path, I highly recommend you start at the 16-8 concept, right? 10 in the morning, and then an 8-hour window from that. So 10 to 11 to 12 to 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 to 6. Yeah, I can count. So 10 to 6 is your eating window, maybe 9 to 5. Because realistically, we don't want to eat too late. Spike your blood sugar, upset your stomach at night, and then we get into the whole sleep recovery concept. Eating that late is just going to screw up systems. I understand some people need food, medication, things like that. There's always a nuance. If you're just diving into this, a great way to think about it is eat when it's light out and only give yourself an 8-hour window. From there, 16 hours is kind of just the cusp to start to get you to be a little bit metabolically flexible, but it's not a lot. your body really hasn't jumped into any sort of a fat burning state like ketosis concept. Your gut biome hasn't started to readjust. That doesn't happen until about hour marker 24. So what I recommend for anyone just hearing this, jumping in, start at 16.8. Then work your way up. Maybe you go 18. Maybe then go to 20. And basically over time, you'll find what's happy. I recommend going to 24, and now the cadence kind of changes a little bit. I recommend one, for the newbies, 24-hour fast a week. I recommend it breakfast to breakfast. A lot of people on a Sunday will find it easy to, I'm done with dinner, I'm not going to eat until tomorrow night's dinner. The problem is then you're breaking a 24-hour fast with a big dinner and then going to bed. So you've allowed the conveyor belt that is your digestive tract to kind of open itself up, and then bang, you slam it down with nutrients as you're about to fall asleep. So it kind of messes up your internal system. So I'd flip that. Go breakfast to breakfast. Let's say you're going to eat your good breakfast Monday morning, skip meals all day. You're going to hydrate. Electrolytes, I cannot stress that enough. Electrolytes are the key to success here. You can do lemon and water with a little bit of salt. You won't even taste it. It'll make the lemon taste nice like lemonade. There are 0-calorie electrolyte drinks. Just be very careful. It must be 0 calorie. And then we want to work to that 24-hour timetable. I will say, you are going to be hungry around minute mark or hour marker about 18 to 20. That is a good thing. That is a very good thing. When you are getting that hit with ghrelin, that mechanism, it's a hormone actually that helps us be hungry and find those signalers. But when we're having that release, it is actually the optimum time in terms of our fat burning reset and helping your body start to recalibrate to your more fat-burning metabolic state, right? Ketosis. But real secret sauce, the real crazy stuff that happens is at about hour marker 36. That's when, major pushes in autophagy happen. Going into hour marker 48. Your main fat-burning content is 36 to 48. That's going to be that sweet spot. But let me be honest, it's not easy to get there. It's not just something that you rip off the Band-Aid. One day you fire in the whole 36-hour fast, and then boom, you're done. Cannot stress it enough. You need to work your way up to it, just like lifting weights. You need to teach your body that it's okay. You are going to be hungry. You're going to be tired. You're going to be fatigued. You're going to not want to work out. You're going to be wanting to work out. It's the whole thing. There are incredible resources on YouTube, actually. And if anyone has questions when they're watching this, pop it in, and I'll drop some of my favorite videos of different people who really inspired me, nutritionists and dietitians, to be safe through this. Because the longer the fast you go, 36, 48, it starts to get a little dangerous, right? That's why it's not for a newbie. But if we're smart about it, working out properly or not working out, making sure we prep for the fast, eat properly, lock in, black coffee only, hydrate, and then coming out of the fast, definitely on the longer ones, we think about how we're breaking the fast. You really can find great success. I am down 28 pounds. I have 2 more pounds to go. I feel amazing. I'm hitting PRs in the gym. There's a lot of great things that can happen in terms of reestablishing a gut lining. That's going to happen with consistent 24-hour fasts at least. Fat burning is going to happen at that 36-hour marker. Coach Vassie just made a note to me on our school page that, for her clients who are a bit larger, who have some more weight to lose, you can even get up to closer to 2 times a week doing a 36-hour fast, but you must have supervision. This is not something you just do willy-nilly at that level. That's some intense work, because the more you fast, the more that eating window starts to shrink, the more hyper-focused we have to be on replenishing the nutrients, right? So if I'm fasting more, the amount of time that I'm allowed to eat is less, and in turn, it's more important that in those hours I'm taking in really damn good nutrients. So just food for thought there, pun intended. But yeah, I usually like to do my fast on Sundays into Tuesday. So I finish dinner usually on Sunday night. I'll try and end around 6, maybe 6:30, and then I will fast until Tuesday morning. That's my 36-hour window, and I'll usually get up just a little bit early for work and have a good breakfast, or depending on how I feel, if I'm not too hungry, because that can happen, I'll have a little bit of bone broth or a good protein shake, something simple, and then I'll eat a couple hours later, which is totally fine. You might have to reestablish, because you will get past the hunger phase. Hour marker 24, you're not going to go back into hunger very regularly, which is a great opportunity. But just know that when you go to re-eat, you have to kind of get your body to want to eat again. But the minute you start working with food, bang, it smacks you in the face. So I think there's that sweet spot for everyone. I think you need to slowly dip your toe in, be consistent, make notes, even journal a little bit about what's working, what's not. I can help you. You can pop in either in my Vibrant Sleep Academy, and we can talk about it there. I have some posts going. I just put our recent podcast up in there. Or I know Thrive, Coach Vassie Smith, she's on school as well, has a whole community built around it. I think there's real power in this. Research is all over the place with it. It's very studied, and they're doing some wonderful things in terms of cancer treatments, in terms of neurodegenerative treatments. Fasting is a big and potent source for a lot of people. So I urge you to take a shot. Hopefully this helped a little bit. Happy Tuesday. Happy eating. Thanks for sitting with me for lunch.